Hey, everybody. I'm live. Let's copy the link onto the website, which is jollyrogerukulele.com. Go there and pick up the sheet music and become a great ukulele player over there. Lessons every weekday. Most everything's free over there. Click, link, enter, edit, settings, open a new window, update, scroll up here, update. I hit update, and I'm used to patiently wait, and then the sheet would refresh, which it just did, and then no, you're used to push view page, and it would say, all right, and it would go there. But now it's saying, oh my God, are you sure you want me to leave this page? You're like, yes. It's because they downloaded a new version of WordPress that's broken. Maybe tomorrow it'll work better. Maybe it will work itself out. All right, double checking the link that it goes where I think it's going to go. There I am, looking kind of tired. Probably am kind of tired. I'm hitting close here. I'm going to go tweet us. https://jollyrogerukulele.com. Patience, and then hit this, and then I download that one. Hit tweet, and there we go. So now we've tweeted. We love arpeggios. Nobody reads Twitter. You just put stuff on there. Nobody reads. I don't even know why we put it on there. When we do. Cindy is in. She says, "Yo." Hopefully the sound is good. All right. All right. I'm working on a tune, and I was like, I don't know what this is, and it's a dance tune from the 15th century. Now we're talking. The French dance popular in the early 16th century. So that's the early 1500s. Yeah, that's what the dates are on it. All right, groovy. Bransel. Okay, here's an actual article about it. It's somebody playing it. Let's see. Multi-instrumental French composer of the 16th century, Leroy, has interesting history as publisher. Oh. Oh, they were hardcore publishers. All right, nice. Let's see. This one says, oh, that's just another copy of it. All right. So a lot of people have played this apparently. Ancient music for ukulele. Oh, somebody did it on ukulele. Let's hear what that sounds like. Ugh. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It would work on ukulele. It's not that good of a song. All right, let's see. What else wanted to? Cindy was here. Carol is here. Sound is good. Sunny, windy, and chilly in the Arkansas River Valley. Isn't that nice? I always say she lives out west. Arkansas River Valley. That sounds much nicer. Kay is in. Hey, Kay. Vic is in. Eugene is sunny and 50 degrees. That's unusual. 32 and cloudy in Bozeman. Snow is coming, guys. Sound is good here in Viking land, north of Colfax. Sandy, really north of Colfax. Snow starting up in the upper Michigan. Looks like the same. Looks like a week of single digits and below zero. Lots of uke time. That's an emergency. That's not uke time. Valerie, welcome in. She's from Boulder. I forgot, Valerie, when I was running smack about Denver earlier, that one of the reasons you come to Denver is to drive to Boulder. So I should have mentioned that. Deb is in. Oh, Deb. Oh, no, this would not be Deb. This would be Lanny logging in as Deb. Hey, Lanny. Rita, good to see you. Hunkering down. Snow's coming your way. Yep, I heard that the guys are getting legit up there. Jerry's here. Hey, Jerry. Elizabeth again from Northern Colorado. Diane, local. Diane told me to shut up and play earlier. Barbara is here. Pauline is here. Valerie is here. Snowing like crazy in Chicago. That's exciting. Let's see. Marianne up in Michigan. Snow is coming tonight for her. Linda, good to see you. Happy Thursday to you. Jack and Barbara in from Drury, Illinois. Right? Jerry's back. Yes. Linda in from British Columbia, Lynn in from New Jersey, Terry in from north of Colfax in the Viking land. Guys, I want to knock this out quickly, so I'm going to talk less and play more today. How about that? Because we had a couple of things I want to talk about. But first, let's pull up your arpeggio prep. I believe we've done the first three, but I want to make sure following some sort of a program here to get through it, just to double check everything. Grab the ukulele version one first, arpeggio prep. If I remember right, guys, we did C, G, and D yesterday, so I'd like to play down through A today, and then tomorrow we'll play the whole page. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but let's just play the first 4 lines. And because I want to get through everything today, let's not do the repeats. Let's just play straight through, not fast. Okay, we'll play the ukulele versions of these all the way down through measure 24, and then we'll stop there. So just the first 4 lines, and then tomorrow we'll play the whole page. The real reason for playing all these is to double check that the baritone players know what these chords are on their instrument. And so as ukulele players, you know what your job is. You're just follow the numbers. But baritone players actually have to use their heads, and they have to be like, all right, it says G chord here, but this is my G chord. So we're double checking that you know all your chords. Let's see. Laurel made it in, Amy made it in, and Clay also made it in. All right, we got all the cool people are here. I will point out, ukulele players, when you get down to the 4th stave, the A, I start off with the lower A, regular F sharp minor, but then I'm going to want a bar chord D, bar chord E, bar chord E7, and bar chord A. So when we get to measure 21, it gets legit. Okay? I will tell you, from many years of reading internet posts about how to avoid things and how to make ukulele dumber than dumb, one of the things that people, generally speaking, in the ukulele world are in a panic about is exactly what's about to happen to you in 21, 22, 23, and 24. I don't give that to you to be mean. I give it to you because until 21, 22, 23, and 24 make sense to you, you're not quite there. And so those bar chords that we drop in there, that D chord, that's coming up a lot. This E chord is going to come up once in a while, and the E7 is going to come up once in a while. And then the final A chord is going to come up. But we usually don't play it as an A. We usually play it 1 fret up as a B flat. So getting those shapes on and being comfy with them is part of our job as instrumentalists to get to not be afraid of that stuff. And so here we go. Let's see who else wanted it in. Patty made it in. Arlo is here today. Mary G is here, and Linda is also here. Lots of the local people showing up late. They're like, I'm sick of listening to Gary. 4 staves. Play down through measure 24. We're looking at the ukulele version first, then we'll look at the baritone version. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Next stave, measure 7, go. And measure 13, go. And then final, your new one, measure 19, go. that should probably give you a little bit of heartache, right? From 21 through 24, that's pretty legit playing. That's official. I am an instrumentalist kind of playing going on there. Let me play just measures 19 through 24, so you get a sense of what you could do from a songwriter's perspective. Works, okay, but what's happening is you're starting off in a lower positioning. You can play your regular A, your regular D, and your regular E7 until you turn purple, but then when you're ready to create drama and energy and excitement, boy, slide on those bar chords. The other reason to play these bar chords is there's this instrument out there called a guitar. And guitar players, while we love them and while there's many good things about them, there's one thing they're not good at, and it's music theory. They're really, it's just something most guitar players are trained by their friend Jerry or friend Paul or friend Bob, right? And they learn a little, they just learn their chords and then they sing and they're happy and everybody gets along. Songwriters on guitar don't know their music theory. Hardly ever. And so there you'll see a whole lot of songs that you like that are in A, because A is an easy chord on guitar. And then there will be a D chord in there, because D is an easy chord on guitar. And then there'll be E's and E7s, which are easy on guitar. Okay. And you're going to want to play those songs, and you go and find out, oh, it's in A, and there's an E in there, and E on ukulele is a bummer, right? And it's like, oh, I hate that chord because it doesn't sound that great when you mix it in with a regular. You're like, oh, A, D, and E. I'll play this song. Dun, 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 dun. Right? There's quite a difference in overall texture and timbre to your instrument, and so it doesn't sound good necessarily. Sometimes you get away with it, but what you're really wanting to try to do here is pull the whole thing up where you don't need to do all that nonsense. So now if you, instead of using this A, you use your bar chord on 4, put your F shape in front. It's an A now. Dun, 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 dun. Your D, put your bar on 2, pinky on 5. Slide up to your E. Back to your A. Now you can play all the guitar songs. Done. Solved your problem. Okay. And we're not talking about good guitar music, right? We're talking about folk guitar music where, these are songs that, somebody learned just enough guitar to sing their song, somehow managed to get it to chart back in the 70s. You're like, yeah, I like that song. And then you go look it up, it's an A, and you're like, oh, A is a bummer on ukulele. It's really not, as long as you can put a bar on 4 and an F shape in front. There's A, down here, D, here's E, and back. And then now you can play guitar music. Not that you'd want to, just play ukulele. Just play, don't play guitar music. Now, we'll play lots of guitar music. There's a lot of good stuff there. Problem with guitar music is they have a bass sound in there. They got big booming bass, and we don't have that. So usually we have a little bit different approach to the music. Let's switch over to the baritone version of this, and let's give that a try. Baritone, baritone, baritone. Bum, ba-da-dum, bum, bum. Baritone. Where's my arpeggio prep? Right here. All right, so now we switched over to the baritone version. Welcome in, Linda. Hope you're having a wonderful day in Hawaii. Christine, hopes you're having a wonderful day in Bozeman. If you had to choose between Hawaii or Bozeman, you at least want to spend a little time in Hawaii, right? And maybe a little time in Bozeman. I spent some time when I was about 12 in Bozeman. Seemed like a fine place. I think there was a cattleman show going on. I vaguely remember it being summer, and I think that we went down to like a stock show type thing. Let's see. Linda says, snowed in Maui yesterday, 75. What? It doesn't count. See, guys, here's the thing about Maui. It's perfect there every day, all day long. But there's one mountain that's like real high, and it snows a little bit on the top of that. And they call that snowing. That's snowing in Hawaii. Arpeggio prep. We're going to play the same thing. We're going to play down through measure 24. The real purpose of this is two purposes, right? Baritone players are working on getting your chords and keeping your right hand steady. Ukulele players, you're looking to make sure you know what these chords are. We just went through this long discussion about what an A chord here and here and here is. When you're playing as accompaniment, you don't really need to know that. You can just play down lower. But E chord, sure enough, shows up there, right, sitting there right at measure 16. You're maybe going to want to do this shape, and then you know, oh, I could just add there to get the E7. So look at how helpful the previous lesson was. From the top, 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep going. Okay, next Dave, go. Last Dave, measure 19, go. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? Listen to how lovely that is. Let me give you the E chord, the E program. If you're playing baritone and you want to sound like a guitar player, you would go with E. A or E would be your first two thoughts because they're fairly comfortable chording. But listen how nice this sounds. You could write a song with that. Okay? Apparently, if you write it about your sweater, you do okay. I see her on everything now. So tomorrow we'll play through the whole entire arpeggio prep page. So do go through. You'll be fine playing your page of it. You want to go through and play the not your page part of it. So if you're on ukulele, you want to make sure you know all your baritone, all of the chords that are on the baritone page, and vice versa. So double check that you know that. Donna just walked in. She's eating popcorn. I want to grab that bowl out of her hand and eat it too. I don't know. She's taunting me with popcorn. Let's go to the F arpeggio. I just got that posted today. Key of F arpeggio for ukulele. And then we will do the C arpeggio for baritone. So key of F arpeggio for ukulele. Let's start with that one. And those of you downloading this, you'll note that there are numbers on this beginning of this stuff. It's all temporary. Eventually, those numbers will vanish. But for right now, it's helping me keep everything in order the way I want it. So key of F major for the ukulele. Baritone players, this is a little bit tougher go for you guys, right? Your F chord is, of course, a bummer, right? Your D minor isn't too bad. Your B flat looks like R, E flat. And your C, of course, is, and if I remember right, I don't think that this piece of paper has a lot of other skill sets related to those, but you'll work on those on your own instrument. I do think, if I remember right, that's all. Oh, there's a C7 in here. Baritone players, that's your C chord, but you just add your ring finger. there. Other than that, it's just only those 4 chords. So it's really a 5-chord song technically, but it's really a 4-chord song. Ukulele players, we have a few things to talk. And baritone players, you want to listen because we'll only talk about it once because you have the same set when we get to your version. Start off with F. Start off with D minor, right? Just hopefully you've got that memorized. Your ring finger just drops in underneath there and is all lovely. And what's going on over here? Let's see. Lanny and Deborah are in Mauna Kea, and Mauna Loa. Both got 3 feet. 1 feet of snow. Oh, geez. So you guys. So it really did snow in Hawaii. Aha! It didn't snow in Bozeman, did it? Will the arpeggios in the new book be markedly different from the book I bought years ago? No, maybe. I don't know. I haven't finished it. The first 3 are the same. They might be. Yeah. I would say a couple of them need some love. I would put it that way. But mostly the ones that we've been playing for years are going to stay the same. But yeah, I would say a few of them all update. Yeah, Jerry, the ones that you're seeing so far are basically the same as in the book. Yes. We're working on the 2nd edition, guys. You know how in college you bought 1 book and then the next year came by and they changed to the 2nd edition? That's what we're doing. Don't freak out. If you bought a 1st edition, I will give you a 2nd edition. All right. We're a ways out from that. Don't worry about it yet. Don't put that on your to-do list. Oh, I got to go see Gary get the 2nd edition. F chord, D minor, B flat, kids. Okay. Don't turn it into a thing. It's just another shape. Here's a bar, A shape in front of it. Okay. Sometimes it sounds like this. Okay. Sometimes it sounds like that. You never know when you're newer what's going to come out of your ukulele. Squish. Okay. Work on adjusting your bar down or up a little bit, possibly rolling it backwards or rolling it forward. For that particular bar, you can just use two strings here and do that. I don't necessarily recommend it. I'd rather have you do a full bar. It's going to slide up from this shape to this shape. Don't take it off, rethink, and put it back on up here. That's what Lanny used to do to me. We fixed him. What you really want to do, put your shape on, slide forward. Okay, and plus you get the little zip here. And there's that. And then back to your F chord, D minor, B flat, C. Here's where things get kind of ugly, but it's not as bad as it looks. Measure 17. Go look at measure 17. Bar on 5, D minor shape. Okay, so normally we play D minor down here. Okay, but when you're an instrumentalist, that's not going to be good enough. You're going to need to know your chords up the neck. So bar on 5, ring finger here, put it on. Okay, and you're going to do 4 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you take your middle finger, add it on into 2nd string to get your B flat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take it back off. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put it back on. Take it off. Put it back on. And then you have the hardest part of the song at measure 23. You pull it back 2, and middle finger goes up 1 string. And then you've got to switch to F and drop in your glissandos. Okay, I am super proud of this little piece of melody on here. I think this is absolutely beautiful. This is from 23 through 32. I think I hit a home run. It's a perfect piece of melody. Then we go back and we play the whole song. When we come back the second time through from 33 to the end, I don't want you to rush it. I want you to be quarter noting your way through there. Tends to be when things get easy, we sort of speed up. Right? Don't do that. Okay. And I'm kind of goofing off here a little bit, but I want you to be mindful. There is a difference between. Let me do it right. What's on the paper. And Okay, so if you're purposefully laying your thumb down heavy, that's fine. If you're doing it on accident, don't do that. Be mindful. Do I want to play it nice and soft and smooth and beautiful and sweet and quiet? Do I want to play it aggressively? Do I want to play it heavy on my thumb and the other two light? The sheet music doesn't give you any dynamics information in this place, so you could get away with anything you want to do there, as long as you are thoughtful about it. If you're just doing weird stuff, just to, if you're doing weird stuff and I'm watching you, I'll be like, "Why are you doing that?" And you'll think, "I don't know," or you may think, "I think it sounds good that way." Right, but know when you are working on etudes that you don't play through them once and you're done with them. Lanny, who is in the audience today, I don't know how many etudes he and I have worked on over the years, and I think that sometimes when you start, you're like, stop doing this dumb thing you're doing, and then at some point that conversation switches to, why are you doing that thing that you're doing? It's no longer dumb. It's a thing you're doing. Do you know why you're making the sounds the way you're making them? That's what I think etudes are really good for, is the way you play an etude this year is different than the way you'll play it next year. And when you start, you might do dumb things. Oh, that sounds too harsh. Let's not play it that way. Okay, let's play it sweet and soft. And then the next year you come in and you're like, oh, Gary told me to stop playing it harsh. Let's play it soft. And you would play. And I'll stop you and I'll say, what is the story you're telling? What are you meaning to get to here? Why are we playing it soft? What is the purpose there? And you'll be like, well, you told me to do it that way. Or you'll say, you know what? I've gone through this song 75 times. I really feel like a nice, soft, beautiful beginning is the way to start the song, because when I get down to this section, I want that to be more aggressive. So your discussion about how you're presenting music and how you're attacking a piece of music will change over time. I think the big takeaway is know what you're planning to do. Don't just have sounds come out of your ukulele. Don't make them with a meaningful intent that you're telling a story. You're trying to capture the essence of whatever it is you're trying to capture. And in the absence of anything on a piece of sheet music, there are no dynamics anywhere written down on this. And you'll see very little dynamics written down on ukulele because we just don't, frankly, have that many tools dynamically. You get to make those choices. If I don't tell you to play it quiet, you could play it quiet. If I tell you to play it quiet, then you have to play it pianissimo. But otherwise, you can play it at any temperature you want. And your goal, of course, always is to present something that makes sense, is beautiful. How they talk about in fiction, fiction has to make sense. Reality doesn't, and it's the opposite of what you would think. When you're presenting a piece of music, it has to make sense, and if it doesn't, then you're playing contemporary jazz, or you haven't worked hard enough on the song. So there's that. So let's play this. Linda says she likes working on these. That makes me happy. All right, from the top, ukulele here, baritones. You guys, you've got your chords. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a good song, right? A lot of stuff going on there. Technically, it's very, very interesting. I think as a advancing player, you buy a ukulele and you learn a C chord, and you're like, oh, that's going to be awesome. And then as you get over time and you realize you're a terrible singer and you want to get the ukulele to do it for you, you start finding out, oh, there's all these other cool things I can do in this. And this piece, I think, brings a lot of different techniques together pretty nicely in a song. It actually sounds like a song. It's really meant as a technical skills challenge, but it's really the song, the melody through this really does flow pretty nicely. So I don't, again, nice warm up pieces type thing. We got, this is the third one, right? So we have 27 more of these to go. And a couple people have done them, all of them with me. I think Elizabeth is here today. I know she's played them all. Lanny, I think, has played almost all of them. What happens is after a while, you're playing such crazy, weird stuff. You no longer think about whether you like it or not. It's really about, hey, what's the skill set in this thing? And so really kind of a nice, fun way, a little bit different way to be working your instrument and working with music theory and all of that. You'll notice there's not a note in there that doesn't go, right? It's all chords that make sense. And so if you decide, you know what, I'm ready to write a song, I'm going to write one about, instead of a cardigan sweater, I'm going to write about a pullover sweater. I'm going to do that tonight. You can just grab those chords and just play it. Let's grab the baritone version of it. We won't spend much more time talking. We'll just play through the baritone version of it. Number 214. And baritones, you're in C major, which ukulele players are like, oh, whew, sweet, I can totally do this. Okay, so ukulele players, you got a C chord, you got your A minor chord, you got your F chord, you got your G chord, regular G chord, and I'm pretty sure there's a G7 in here somewhere. Same skill set for you baritone players as the ukulele players just went through. But ukulele players, your chord shapes change. Okay. Let's see. Where did we leave off? Oh, Linda says she likes them. Kat made it in. Hey, Kat. Melissa's down. And Jennifer says this is definitely tougher. So the first three are the first one's not terribly bad, right? And then the second one's a little bad, and then the third one's pretty legit tough, right? And then what happens, guys, from here out, the toughness, that's about as tough as it gets. You got to get, you're learning your bar shapes. And so if you're playing the F major one for ukulele or C major here for baritone, you're probably playing at the highest level you're going to need to. The songs get more interesting because as I was writing these out, I was learning. You can see why I don't have any friends. Back in those days, this was 10 years ago ish, ukulele was starting to become a thing, and everybody was playing Train Soul Sister. And I'm doing this stuff, and it's like, I don't think anybody's interested in what I'm doing. But what happens is after you write 4 or 5, then you're pretty good, and you're like, okay, I want to start making the music more complex and more interesting. So by the time you get to the end of that book, it's like, golly, what the heck, man? What am I going to do different? What am I going to do to make this song better? And so the songs get more and more intense and more crazy as things go on. But I don't think the skill set necessarily expands that dramatically going forward after this. So let's see. Vicky says, I love doing these too. I love playing my ukulele with Gary plays. All right. So we're about to play a duet. Okay. I'm going to play the baritone ukulele players. Every one of you knows C, A minor, F, and G, right? You're good. 4 beats per measure. Baritone players, let's see how we do. 1, 2, 3, 4. Beautiful, right? Right? Pretty cool. On baritone, the one thing that happens when you're doing arpeggio patterns on baritone, you get this bong, so it tends to feel a little bit. I don't know. I didn't write them for baritone, so they tend. They don't, I don't think they sound quite as good on baritone, because on ukulele you get that bing on the top, and it sounds kind of more interesting. I think you'll notice as you look through the standard notation on these things, when you're playing baritone, it's the notation makes sense, and when you play them on ukulele, it's kind of bouncing all over there. You get a little bit more melody motion on a high G ukulele. So if you had a choice and you had to present them one way or the other, I would probably think about, even though it sounds pretty on baritone, I'd probably think about the interest level is probably higher on high G ukulele. While I'm chatting, go grab today's updated versions of the That's Amore. And we'll start with ukulele. I always feel like it makes more sense. Most of you guys are on ukulele, so I think it's fair to start and give the lesson on ukulele. And then baritone players, you guys are capable of keeping up. So let's go grab That's Amore, and we'll talk about our final love song of the week. And then I do want to talk to you just briefly about what the plan is for next week. Let me pull this up. Otherwise, I'll end up doing it halfway and then not getting it finished. RST. I'm almost there. Look how much music we've done. It's crazy. That's Amore ukulele. Guys, if you did this with us with the orchestra, we did this a while back. I don't remember when. And I did update the sheet music today. So you probably want to have, if you have it already have it in your book. I don't remember making significant changes to it, but there is the version that I posted today is the one you probably want to have in your book. The main reason was I was able to get it down onto 3 pages. Remember before it was on 4 pages. And so I got it cleaned up just a little bit tighter on there. Let's see. Valerie says Soul Sister. Oh, Soul Sister was everywhere in ukulele for about 6 months. And they're like, oh my gosh. I love the duets. That's exciting. That makes me happy. Sounds exquisite on the baritone. Good, very beautiful. I'm loving the baritone. Me too. So the first thing you guys should know is if you're actually enjoying those arpeggios, you're officially drank the Kool-Aid. You're not going back to any sort of insane level of playing anymore. When you're on piano, when you start playing piano, you're like, I want to play Billy Joel, blah, 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 Piano Man, however it goes, and then your teacher says, but we're going to also play some Bach. And you're like, I don't like Bach. I don't know. I don't like that. And then if you're like my piano teacher, you're like, I hate Bach. That's all I did for my entire college career. And so we didn't do near as much Bach as we should have. We did a lot of Beethoven, but not so much Bach. Next week, I have figured it out. I finally, everybody like to have a theme, so I can make a little graphic for it. Next week, the theme will be "Love in the Alley," right? I think you're like, ooh, gross. Tin Pan Alley. So I have a ton of Tin Pan Alley stuff. I've got some of it up on the website, some of it not. It's kind of a mess. I do a ton of Tin Pan Alley for myself, but I don't necessarily give it out that much to you guys. Because I worry that that's all I really want to do is give you Tin Pan Alley music. I really don't care about any modern music, but we do plenty of it because I know you guys like it. But anything 1910, 1920, 1930, early 30s, right? I mean, unbelievable period of music. And so next week, I think I'm going to try to get as many together as I can over the weekend, but we'll do Tin Pan Alley love songs for next week. And they'll be fine. They'll all work because Valentine's Day, I think, is Saturday. So you'll have the entire week to get it all together. And then you can go croon to your honey on Saturday. They want you to do it, too. They really do want to hear you playing ukulele for them. And then next week, Donna was able to get Friday off of her job, and they're automatically getting Monday off because it's President's Day here in the United States. So it's a 4-day weekend for her. And so I'm going to take a 4-day weekend. Well, I don't think we're going anywhere. You can't go anywhere right now. It's too dangerous. So I'm going. So next week is Monday through Thursday. So I'm going to cram all of the stuff Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Then we'll play through it all on Thursday, and then we'll be off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday next week. So tomorrow's normal, but after that, we're going to take I'm going to take a little 4-day weekend, and cry. So there's that. Let's see. Cindy's into it. Jennifer, I love this song. And Nature Boy, is that Tin Pan Alley? No, Nature Boy will be in the jazz stuff. I do have Nature Boy done, and we will be doing it for sure, Jennifer. It's a super haunting song, but I consider it jazz, not really Tin Pan Alley. And so it gets pushed over to the jazz group. So on the Thursday night group, or Monday night groups, we'll be doing that one. Tin Pan Alley is the best. So yeah, right. A few of you have drank the Kool-Aid. Bring on the Tin Pan Alley. It's fun. Tin Pan Alley. Yep. And Nat King Cole has an incredible version of Paper Moon. Oh yeah, we're doing Paper Moon in harmonica. All right, that's Amore. With this tune, some of you have done it with me before. Some of you haven't. So let's talk about the first 4 measures are in 4/4 time. So it's crazy. In Napoli, where love is king, where boy meets girl, that's what they sing. Here's what they sing. So it's in 4/4 to get started. So you're doing this weird intro. I will tell you, if those of you who teach ukulele or are going to end up F minor, index, middle, pinky. That's the closest sound you can make on a ukulele to being scary. No banjos. They're against the rule. Tin Pan Alley, banjo free. Okay. That's the scariest sound you can make on a ukulele, F minor, right? Scary. So when I get little kids in, they come in to take lessons from me. I'm saying, okay, I'm not gonna tell. I can't tell you the scariest chord. I make them wake about 3 weeks before I teach them F minor. So know you start off in 4/4, okay, and then everything else in the song is very straightforward. There's nothing really complicated in the song at all. It's exactly what you would think. I want you guys to work on your own just a little bit. I will tell you, there's a couple weird things in terms of diminished shapes. So hopefully you'll figure out diminished shape is the same all the way up the neck. The problem with that is that once you get up so high, then you can actually restart and go right back down. So you only actually have 4 positions where we use diminished shapes. And what's nice about that, what's weird about that, is that sometimes the exact same shape has 2 different names in the same song, and you get that in this one. So just double check the tablature up against like measure 12, C diminished is right there. It's also going to show up as a different name further on down in the song. I wouldn't lose any sleep over it. It's 2-3-2-3, and that's what you're going to play. Let's see. Baritone players, take time to study up on your chords here, because there are a couple that are weird. Yeah, so measure 23, that same thing. It's now called an E flat diminished. And then when you get to 27, it moves up 1 fret. It becomes a C sharp diminished. Other than that, the chords are simple, and the Tuff uke is not difficult either. So let's play through it. I gotta go. We'll play it just one time through. I'll do it on ukulele. Baritone players, you run your chords, but then obviously tomorrow we'll play it both ways, baritone and ukulele. So let's just go through, make sure you know what the song is, and then tomorrow we'll play it through tomorrow. So from the top, 1, 2, 3. That's actually the hardest part of the song right there. Then go. Diminished shape, D minor, G7. G7. There's a weird diminished. G7. I think that's enough 7s and 5s, right? And page 3. Is that a cool chord? F minor. Scary. Second ending. This is a hard one. And then the ending. 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. So very nice, right? The chords are not hard. Tuff Uke's not terribly hard. Melody pretty straightforward. For me, the hard part is remembering how many times you've done bum 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 bum. So I have a hard time keeping track of my measures in there. But it's fairly repetitive, but it's actually really fun. And it's also a gadget song, right? He's talking about pizza in your face. So you can play it super sweet and beautiful, like Hotel California, and you'll be fine. Or you can go bum 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 bum, and you're also fine. So you got some choices to think. How do you want to present That's Amore? As if it's a love song or as if it's a pizza in your face song, and whatever works for you. Baritone, your version is identical. Ukulele players, you might want to peek at the baritone version so you can play along as a duet with me tomorrow. Tomorrow we have a stupid amount of music to play. It's so much I didn't even write it all out. We will play the Bake a Better Bar worksheet because that's something we need to do. I will finish up putting the Elvis medley together for ukulele. Baritone players, you already have it. And then we will play That's Amore, both versions of that. And then we'll mess around with some arpeggios if we have any time. We probably won't have any time, but if we did, we will. We will, going forward, we're not going to do this many arpeggios every week. We'll probably put 1 or 2 per weekend. As you guys know, I'm in the process of rewriting that book, and so I want to get it out reasonably soon, but we won't be doing it it's too much work to get it to you every single day. So we'll be doing lots more with that, and but next week a ton of Tin Pan Alley love songs. Tin Pan Alley love songs from the 20s. Can you imagine what love was like back then? It's exactly like it is today, except that you couldn't do it on Instagram, or you didn't have to swipe left and right. All right, guys, have a wonderful day. I'll see all of you tomorrow for concert. Get all of your stuff as best you can together tonight, and I'm gonna go tack together the first ever Elvis medley for ukulele, and so I'll get that posted later today. And that's what I think I know. I have a 2:00 lesson, and then after that I'm free, so to work on that. Banjo, Jerry, Kay, Boo, Fran. I have to sing the words to myself so I know when to stop repeating. That's a good idea, right? Fran's got a really smart idea. Just sing the words in your head, and then you'll know when to stop repeating them. Terry, looking forward to the Tin Pan Alley. Good, Terry. All right, awesome. Good to see you, bud. Let's see. The arpeggios rock. Lynn, Patricia, love today. I know we picked on Patricia. She went for a hike today, so we picked on her in the other class. Sandy, have a good weekend. Good to see you. Oh, you're not going to be here tomorrow, huh? Okay. All right. Pauline, yep, we're going to have fun. Thanks, Pauline. Cindy, you're welcome. Amy, good to see you. Jennifer, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Blackbird. Lanny, good to see you. You didn't know you'd always end up being the example, right? Glad you're here, bud. Hope things are going. Oh, I'm sorry about the snow in Hawaii. Really sorry about that. Sorry you're having such a miserable time in Hawaii. Uh, Clay, good to see you, buddy. Rita, looking forward to Elvis medley. I'll get it out. I'll get it posted today, Rita. Maybe later today, right? Elizabeth, good to see you. Barbara, you're welcome. Chris, you're welcome. Jennifer, why is the banjolele a funny instrument? I don't know why. I honestly don't know. I think part of it is it's just that wacky sound. I don't know. I think it's funny. I think it's, I don't know. It's the small size, the cranky sound that comes out of it. What I think is funny is the passion that people have for it. They know it sounds weird and they still love it. So, yeah, I don't know. Good question, Jennifer. Glinda, so good to see you. Glad you made it in today. And Vicky, good. Thank you for being here. All right, guys. Going to unplug. Right now, you're busy playing That's Amore, and that's awesome. So, peace.